Imagine waking up tomorrow and the world no longer feels the same. You're no longer just a body walking through time, you are awareness itself, flowing with every breath the universe takes. That's the moment everything begins to shift. And that's the journey we're starting right now. You didn't click on this video by accident. Something deep inside you has been calling out, seeking a truth that most people will deny even exists. This is the blueprint you were never given. The blueprint for unlocking 5D consciousness, and with it the infinite field of abundance. We're going to dive into territory that may challenge everything you thought was real. But stay with me, because on the other side is a version of you that's not just surviving but vibrating with such magnitude that abundance becomes the natural byproduct of your being. What if your struggles weren't mistakes? What if they were invitations, coded lessons leading you to a higher plane of existence? You've always suspected there was more. Now you're about to see how deep that rabbit hole goes. When I first encountered the concept of 5D consciousness, I thought it was just another spiritual buzzword. But then something happened. I isolated myself for 7 days, no phone, no food, just water and silence. On the 4th night, I had a vision. I was in a vast field of light, and there were no edges, no end. It wasn't a dream, it was awareness having a conversation with itself. That night, I understood 5D consciousness is not a place. It's a frequency. And when you align with it, life bends, reality responds.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
Pause here and ask yourself, what is reality? Is it made of the things you can touch, or is it made of the thoughts you believe about the things you touch? Most people are trapped in a 3D matrix, an illusion built on fear, control, and limitation. In 3D, you are a victim of circumstance. In 4D, you begin to shift, manifesting, visualizing, waking up. But 5D? That's when you become the creator. Not metaphorically, literally. You speak, and the universe listens. You think, and the field organizes itself around your vibration. But here's the secret they don't tell you. You can't fake 5D. You have to become it. It's not about affirmations or vision boards. Those are tools. This is deeper. This is about coherence between your heart, your mind, and your soul. Alignment isn't a cute word, it's a frequency match. If you're asking for abundance while vibrating in scarcity, the field cannot respond. It's not punishing you. It simply mirrors you, always. Let's go deeper. Look at your current life. Your relationships, your health, your bank account. Now ask, what part of me called this in? That question alone can shatter illusions. Because when you stop blaming and start observing, you activate the power of the observer. And the observer exists only in 5D. In this realm, you don't react, you respond with wisdom. You don't chase, you attract through the magnetism of your authenticity. You don't hustle for abundance, it flows to match your frequency. There's a moment in every spiritual awakening where you must die before you live. Not a physical death, but the death of who you thought you were. The ego will resist. It will scream, distract, seduce you back into comfort. But if you endure that inner death, something miraculous happens. The veil lifts. and you begin to notice synchronicities, numbers, dreams, people showing up at the exact right moment. That's not coincidence. That's calibration. Your soul is tuning your station to the fifth dimension. I remember standing barefoot on a mountain at 3 a.m., wind tearing through the silence like spirit itself. And I asked the universe, why do we suffer so much before we awaken? The answer came not in words, but in vibration. It said, because suffering is the pressure that cracks the shell of illusion. That's when I understood our pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Preparation for a consciousness that no longer identifies with the pain, but with the eternal presence behind the pain. The blueprint for abundance begins with presence. Not tomorrow. Not after you fix everything. Right now. This moment is the doorway. But most of us are addicted to distraction. We're scrolling, comparing, numbing. What are we so afraid of? Silence? Or the truth that waits in silence? Because in that silence, you'll meet the part of you that remembers everything, every lifetime, every purpose, every lesson. That's the version of you who already lives in 5D. So how do we unlock this? First, you must detox not just your body, but your mind. Begin observing your thoughts like clouds. Don't believe them. Don't fight them. Just watch. Meditation is not about silencing the mind. It's about realizing you are not the mind. When you sit in stillness long enough, the illusion begins to fade. And what remains is awareness. Pure, untouchable, limitless awareness. That's the first key. Second, feel everything. We're taught to run from emotions. But in 5D, emotions are portals. Every fear, every grief, every anger, it's not the enemy. It's a messenger. Something inside you wants to be seen, loved, integrated. When you feel fully, without judgment, you alchemize pain into power. That's emotional mastery. That's the second key. Third, connect. But not just with people, connect with nature, with animals, with the unseen. The 5D field is a web of connection. It's not linear, it's holographic. Everything affects everything. When you touch a tree with reverence, the tree responds. When you speak to water with love, it remembers. Science is catching up to what mystics have always known: we are entangled with the universe. The third key is sacred connection. Now, let me ask you something deeper. Who are you when no one is watching, when there's nothing to prove and nothing to lose? That's the one who lives in 5D. That's the self you've been running from and searching for simultaneously. And here's the paradox. You can't reach that self through effort. You reach it through surrender, not giving up but giving in. Trusting that the current of life knows where to take you if only you stop paddling upstream. This is not about religion or dogma. This is about direct experience. I'm not giving you beliefs, I'm offering you tools to remember what you already know. Because deep down, you've always known you were more than this skin, this name, this story. You felt it in dreams, in déjà vu, in the quiet ache of knowing there's more. That ache is not emptiness, it's the whisper of your soul pulling you home. And let's talk about abundance. The world has lied to you. Abundance is not money. It's not success. It's not even happiness. It's the natural state of being when you are fully aligned with your essence. Money may flow, yes. Opportunities will multiply. But those are side effects. Real abundance is waking up and realizing you need nothing because you are everything. It's the overflowing joy that arises when you live in contribution, not competition. When you serve not to gain, but because you are full. I once gave away everything I owned not as a stunt, but as an experiment. I wanted to see what remained when everything was stripped away. What remained was clarity, lightness, and a river of synchronicity that brought me more than I ever imagined. The less I clung, the more I received. This is the paradox of 5D abundance. The more you give away, the more the universe fills you. Because you are no longer the cup, you are the ocean. So now, reflect. What in your life are you holding onto out of fear? What beliefs, what relationships, what versions of yourself? Can you let them go not as a loss, but as a sacred offering? Because what you release in trust returns in truth. This is the blueprint, not formulas, not steps, but frequencies. And right now, you are being invited to tune into the station of your highest self. You are not here to struggle. You are here to remember, to awaken, to rise. The fifth dimension is not a future, it's already here. The question is, are you ready to see it? You said yes, and that yes holds more power than you know. Because every time you choose to continue on this path, you signal to the universe that you're ready to remember, ready to awaken, ready to embody who you really are beyond the veil of fear, doubt, and survival. And that signal doesn't just echo within you, it ripples through the entire cosmic field. You see, your journey isn't just personal, it's planetary. When one soul ascends, the grid of consciousness expands for all. Now let's go deeper, because 5D consciousness isn't just about experiencing more beauty or peace. It's about operating from a completely different paradigm. In 3D, we're trapped in separation, me versus you, lack versus gain, fear versus love. In 5D, we understand that separation is an illusion, that there is no other, that every being you encounter is a reflection of an aspect of yourself asking to be acknowledged, healed, or celebrated. This is not philosophy, it's energetic truth. And when you live from this place, miracles become normal. Let me ask you, what would change in your life if you really believed that nothing was against you? That every situation, every challenge, every heartbreak was a perfectly coded message from your higher self. Most people resist life. They fight the flow, demand control, and then wonder why they feel stuck. But in 5D, surrender isn't weakness, it's supreme intelligence. It means trusting the deeper current, even when the surface looks chaotic. Because you've learned to see with the eyes of your soul, not just your senses. This is where abundance comes in, not as a reward, but as a reflection. The universe is not withholding abundance from you. It's matching your frequency. It doesn't speak English or French or numbers, it speaks vibration. And most people are unconsciously vibrating with stories of lack. I'm not enough. There's never enough. I have to struggle to earn love or money. These stories are old software programs inherited from collective and ancestral trauma. But here's the good news. You don't have to keep running them. You can write new code. That's why inner work is not optional, it's essential. Think of your subconscious mind as the soil. You can plant the seeds of abundance, but if the soil is poisoned with fear, guilt, and shame, nothing will grow. So we must become gardeners of our own consciousness. We must pull the weeds, tend the soil, and create space for the new to emerge. Shadow work, emotional clearing, somatic healing, these are not luxuries. They are the tools of spiritual warriors ready to live in 5D. Now ask yourself, what stories are you still carrying that are not yours? Were you taught that money is evil? That you have to sacrifice your joy to succeed? That you must be perfect to be loved? These beliefs are not facts. They are frequencies, and you can transmute them. Start by writing them down. Then ask, who gave me this belief? Do I choose to keep it? What belief would I rather hold? This is not just mental, it's vibrational. When you shift your beliefs, you shift your electromagnetic field. And when your field shifts, reality follows. Let's talk about purpose. In 3D, purpose is often tied to career or success. In 5D, purpose is frequency. Your true purpose is to embody your highest vibration. It might look like teaching, or creating, or healing, but the form is secondary. The essence is how you make people feel when you walk into a room. It's the energy you leave behind after a conversation. It's the silent permission you give others to be fully themselves. Your purpose is not out there. It's in here. It's who you are when you stop trying to be someone else. And now we reach a deeper layer, because to fully embody 5D consciousness, we must move from scarcity to sovereignty. Scarcity says, I need something outside of me to be whole. Sovereignty says, I am whole, and I magnetize from that wholeness. Scarcity begs, sovereignty radiates. And when you radiate, you become irresistible not just to people, but to opportunities, synchronicities, and abundance itself. The universe is a mirror. It doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. So how do you become that sovereign self? You stop outsourcing your power. You stop waiting for permission. You stop blaming, shaming, and explaining. You take radical ownership of your energy, your choices, and your vibration. This doesn't mean you never feel low. It means even in your lows, you stay conscious. You observe, you allow, and you rise not by force, but by presence. That's true power, and that's the gateway to abundance. Now, let's make this practical. Every day, begin with alignment. Before checking your phone, before engaging with the world, check in with your field. Ask, what frequency am I choosing today? Then feel it. Don't just think it, embody it. If you want to magnetize abundance, feel abundant before the money arrives. If you want love, become love before anyone else offers it. This is not pretending. This is aligning. And the universe responds to alignment with precision. Breathwork is a powerful tool here. Conscious breathing is the bridge between the physical and the energetic. Try this. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again. Do this for 2 minutes. You'll feel your field shift. Why? Because breath carries frequency. It's the most immediate way to regulate your nervous system and attune to higher states. Meditation, movement, chanting, nature, all are tools to harmonize your field. Use them daily, not as chores, but as sacred rituals of remembrance. Let's pause here for a moment. Take a deep breath. In through the nose, hold and exhale. Feel the stillness underneath the sound. That stillness is you. Not the persona, not the identity, but the eternal witness. The more you connect with that space, the more you liberate yourself from the matrix of noise. And in that liberation, abundance flows not because you chased it, but because you became the vessel it was always seeking. And what about fear? Fear is the gatekeeper of 5D. It will test you. It will whisper doubts, remind you of past failures, tempt you to shrink. But here's the truth. Fear is not the enemy. It's a compass. It shows you where your liberation lives. Every time you lean into the fear with awareness and compassion, you dissolve it. You reclaim your power from the illusion, and that reclaimed power becomes momentum. Momentum to create, to expand, to embody your highest potential. You see, 5D consciousness is not about escaping life. It's about engaging with life from a higher octave. You still pay bills, raise children, deal with challenges, but you do so from the awareness that you are not your circumstances. You are the field in which they arise. You don't bypass pain, you transmute it. You don't avoid darkness, you integrate it. And in doing so, you become the light others didn't know they were seeking. Let me tell you something wild. There's a frequency of abundance so high, so pure, that when you tap into it, things manifest before you even ask. I've seen people heal illnesses, attract soulmates, shift entire timelines because they finally stopped striving and started aligning. It's not magic, it's physics. Coherence creates resonance, and resonance creates reality. So ask yourself again, and this time answer honestly, who am I becoming when no one is watching? Are you becoming the version of you who trusts, who surrenders, who radiates? Or are you still becoming the version who doubts, who hides, who reacts? There's no judgment, only clarity. Because once you see clearly, you can choose differently. And choice is the engine of transformation. This journey is not linear. You'll rise, fall, ascend, forget, remember. That's the spiral path of consciousness. But each time you return to presence, you anchor more light. Each time you choose love over fear, you create ripples in the field. You are not just unlocking 5D for yourself, you are opening portals for others. Your vibration becomes a lighthouse, and those who are ready will find you. Not because you told them to, but because you became the signal. Now we arrive at the deeper mystery. The blueprint for abundance is not a map. It's a mirror. Everything you seek is already inside you. The clarity, the wealth, the relationships, the purpose, it's all encoded in your being. The key is to clear the static, to stop looking outward, to sit in the fire of your own presence until what is false burns away. And what remains is truth, raw, radiant, or real. And here's the final question for this part. If you fully trusted that the universe had your back, what would you do tomorrow that you've been afraid to do today? That question is your next step, not in theory, in action. Because 5D is not just a state of awareness. It's a way of living, a way of walking through the world with open eyes, open heart, and open hands. You've arrived at the threshold of something profound. Many have heard the call, but few have stayed long enough to feel the shift begin within themselves. You are not here by chance. You are responding to a deep inner truth that refuses to be silenced. This stage of your journey is not about learning more, but about becoming more. And becoming more requires letting go of everything that is not truly you. 5D consciousness is not a theory to be understood, but a path to be walked. It shifts you from believing in abundance to embodying it. In this state, you stop chasing outcomes and begin radiating frequencies. Your energy becomes the invitation, and the universe responds by reflecting your inner world. That's the true secret. The outer always mirrors the inner. The first shift you must make now is to stop waiting. Waiting is a vibration of lack and postponement, and the universe reads it as hesitation. Every time you wait for the right moment, you delay your alignment with abundance. In 5D, you don't wait for life to give you permission, you give it to yourself. You choose your vibration and reality follows. Start each day not with reaction, but with intention. Before checking messages or engaging the world, pause and choose your energetic state. Ask yourself, what do I want to radiate today? Then become that energy, regardless of what the world looks like. That's how timelines shift from the inside out. Time in 5D becomes fluid and responsive. You'll notice that things manifest faster, often before you even fully ask. This isn't magic, it's resonance. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your coherence. When what you think, feel, and do are in alignment, reality bends around you. But coherence takes inner honesty. You can't say you want love while vibrating in fear. You can't claim abundance while operating from scarcity. The field is precise and indifferent to appearances. It responds to your true vibration, not your surface intentions. This is why self-awareness is your greatest tool. You must become a master observer of your thoughts, emotions, and choices, not with judgment, but with clarity. Every misalignment is an invitation to realign. Every trigger is a teacher pointing toward truth. The universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be present, to be willing, to be aligned, and everything else unfolds from there.